Start recording. All right, perfect. So we will go over a simulation. I think it's going to be on pound yen. We're going to go over. Actually, let's do pound USD. Let's do pound USD or something similar, or pound AUD. Yeah, we could do pound AUD. We good with pound AUD? Okay. Okay, pound AUD. I know there are some people who trade pound AUD, so we're going to do pound AUD over here. Let's search up pound AUD. GBP, GBP, AUD. There we go. We got GBP, AUD. Got to download the last 2 years of data. Okay, so we just got to wait over here. So the way the simulation is going to run, we're going to run from pre-New York all the way till London close. So we're going to cover the volume in pre-New York. We're going to cover the volume in New York Open, NYSE Open, and move all the way up towards London close. So around till like 12 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to see how that goes here for us today. What's this? YGU for London session and GJ for NY session. That way only one currency open per session. Yes, that's exactly right. I've been having an issue with Magic Keys. When I swap to Dominion Markets, it says trade disabled. Any idea what that means? I don't know. Maybe try to see if you can place a trade manually. If you can, then there's nothing wrong with it. You may have to enable auto trading, I guess. Yeah, the auto trade function. Okay, so if we're trading the New York session and we're trading pound AUD, you got to understand in New York session, the only currency moving pound AUD is the pound, because AUD is closed. Now, pound AUD has a lot of volume here, so we're going to see how that affects price over here. Can you please tell us how to deal with fake out by showing actual example? Yes. If we get that actual example in the simulation, then of course we can talk about that. So we got about 87% done over here. Since this is loading over here, what we're going to do is let's load up some random dates here. So we're going to load up some 10 dates. We're going to go from you can't manually open trade either in MT5. Yeah, because it's the weekend. Guys, it's the weekend. The market is closed. You can't open manual trades on the weekend. On Bitcoin. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that later on. All right, so 2020, we're going to go towards 2020. Let's do, so March, April had a lot of volume, too much volume. So we're going to go with like May. And the most recent, we're going to go with 2021. Let's go with February 1st. We're going to choose Sundays. There we go. All right, got to make sure it's recording. Perfect. Mic is good. All right, let's get dates. All right, even though it's been 2 weeks, blah, 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 blah. Taking into account, we love the process. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so during the simulation, let's not ask questions. Let's keep the questions to ourselves. All the questions will be answered without you even asking them. So let's just be patient and let's just enjoy the simulation here, just as much as I enjoy the simulations here. Okay, so we got July, we got August. Let's go with 16th August over here, right? We go to 16th August 2020. Let's go over here. So it's downloaded right now. We're going to download the news over here, update the news. The news is updated. All right, let's start this right here. GBP AUD, something haven't really traded a lot. Let's see how this goes here. So 16th August. Currency is going to be pound. Let's go with pounds. Let's start with 5,000 pounds. We're going to go to New York close. New York close is going to be the regular date you see on your MetaTrader 5 and MetaTrader 4. Leverage is going to be 1 to 500. Spread is going to be real spread. History on charts, we want to see around 200 days. So 16th August, 200 days. Everything's good. Checks out. All right, start simulation. So first, we will load up the charts. We load up the weekly charts, the daily charts, 4 hour, 1 hour. Man, I remember when we used to do these. I think we started doing them in 2017. In 2017, the interface for this simulator was so garbage. So garbage. And then slowly, I think over the years, they start to get better and better. So now it's pretty good. I still have the old version. I haven't really gotten around to download the new one because I'm just lazy like that, procrastinating. All right, let's get these chart templates up over here. Got the 4 hour, get the 1 hour here. We'll get the 30-minute. And then we'll get the 15 minutes. So you notice I'm not going to look at the 5 minute because, you know, like these currencies, they're still good for like 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour. So mostly we're going to be focusing on trades based on the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, most of the time 30-minute time frame. So we're going to see how that goes. Now, before we begin, obviously we're going to talk about the gaps over here because you see if the market is starting right over here and we see a gap at this point, we need to understand why gaps happen, right? And the reason why gaps, okay, so it's moving way too fast. So now here's what happens. When the market is live, you know, the brokers, what they do is they get prices from the liquidity, right? Liquidity is like your big market. The big market gives prices to the brokers, and brokers in turn, they give you the prices as a trader. So when price is moving right here, we see 1.82560. This is the price given by the market to the broker. So when you have a gap, this means that there was no prices shown at that point. So when the market closed over the weekend, price is still moving, right? So when the market opened back up again, we saw the price right over here. This is where we saw the price. So this is the next best price the broker received, and then in turn they showed us that price, which is why we see this gap, right? So let's continue on over here. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to forward on towards New York, pre-New York. Oh wow, look at that move. Let's see how much volume this is. 20 pips. Okay, 29 pips. Pretty good. Can we do 3% risk? Okay. For the sake of fun, we're going to do 3% risk. All right. So this is London Open, 3 a.m., 4, 5, 6. 6 a.m. Eastern is when we have pre-New York starting at this point. Now, first of all, what we want to do is we want to look at the weekly time frame. Let's zoom in on the weekly time frame and see what's going on. So weekly is basically, I mean, you know, creating like a minor support over here. The daily candle is closing like a small bullish candle, rejecting this resistance. So kind of like ranging here, the weekly time frame. So if you measure this range, it's like a 660 pip range. Oh, one moment. Okay, I'll start singing if y'all want. All right. So the weekly is whatever right here. Let's take a look on the daily time frame. Daily is ranging here as well. So let's just go to properties. Let's just go to common, scale fix. Scale fix, what it does is you're able to extend the chart from the right hand side. So click OK, extend the chart. And this is what we got on the daily time frame. So daily is ranging at this point. Let us bring some line studies up over here. So this is what's happening right now. We got a resistance on the daily time frame. We got a support right here on the daily time frame, and we got another resistance right up over here. Now, since the daily time frame is ranging, we're not really sure where price is going to move from this range. So we got to take a look on the smaller time frames, the 4-hour time frames. This white is burning my eyes. Well, we're all the same. So let's move on to the 4-hour at this point. Wow, let's take a look at this 4-hour. So the first thing we need to understand on the 4-hour is to identify where there are our most recent zones, right? So if we look at this chart right here, the most recent support we can see is right over here. This is the most recent support at this point. Now, when we have a most recent support, we also need to identify the most recent resistance. The most recent resistance, a more clear one is what I see is right up over here. Right now, at the same time, this is also some sort of a minor support right here, but I think we can identify that on the 1-hour time frame better, and also a resistance somewhere up over here on the smaller time frames. So let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame here. Now, looking at the 1 hour time frame, it's very clear that we have a support at this point, and we also have a resistance right up over here. Now, these are our intercession zones, right? Intercession zones are mostly identified on the 1 hour time frame, 30-minute time frame, so on and so forth. Now, these zones are zones which are respected during session. So we're moving into the pre-New York session. We have a support right here. We need to identify that if we break the support, where is price most likely to go? So if we break the support down over here, I think price is most likely to go down to the next support, which is almost like 22 pips away. So we're going to mark up our support right over here, 22 pips away right there. And if we break above this resistance, the next resistance is around, 1.82630. So we're going to draw a zone right over here. Now, if we measure the range from this zone to up over here, this is like 10 pips, right? It's not enough range. So we need to look at a much clearer range than this. So when we take a look at the range above this resistance, we can see that there's another resistance right up over here. Wouldn't the next support be that minor support on the hammer candle? No, we're looking at the most recent zones right here, solid zones. This is like a minor zone. We're looking at solid zones. So if we break above this resistance, our next resistance is around, 24 pips away. So this makes perfect sense in this instance for price to probably, if we break below support, we can continue moving bearish. And if we break above resistance, there's a very high probability for price to continue moving up. So this is something we will go off of at this point, and let's see if this makes sense over here or not. So let's play this, and actually let's just clone these zones over to the 30-minute time frame as well. Let's do this, clone them over to the 30-minute time frame. Let's take a look over here. 30-minute also looks pretty good right here. Okay, perfect, right? So let's scale fix this over to the 30-minute time frame. All right, so see how these zones look really nice right now. So we got another support down over here. Now sells look a little bit choppy because, we have some sort of a choppy behavior right over here. So we're not sure whether price is going to continue moving up or it's going to continue moving down. So we're going to play this and we're going to see if we break down or do we break up. Buys look much better because, we have clean candles through left hand side. So yeah, we're going to go off of that. So right now we're just kind of like arranging here. But if you do break below this low, I think there's a very high probability for price to continue bearish. Also, let's take a look at this area right here. Looking on the 4-hour time frame, if you do break below the support, I think the next support is way down over here. Right? So there we go. We got our zones at this point. So yeah, perfect. We're just waiting at this point now. We have our support, resistance, and we got to wait to see how price is going to form, and then we're going to execute based on that. So it's only been 2 minutes right now. Impulse entries. See, okay, yeah, we just got to wait over here. We're going to talk about impulse entries if, we get that situation presented there. So currently we're about 7 minutes in. We're going to speed it up here a little bit. The 15-minute candle is about to close. Right now price is ranging. We don't know whether price is going to go up or price is going to go down. We don't know that. Let's take a look at the news over here at the same time. There's no news, absolutely no news. We have some AUD news later on during the Asian session, but that's about it. That's not going to affect the price right now, because right now the only thing affecting price is the movement in pound. The 15-minute candle is about to close. We're going to take a look at that 15-minute candle, and it's closed right now. Looking at the 15-minute, we're just ranging over here. Now here's the thing. I'm not sure if a lot of people have seen this or not, but we can all agree that if we break above this resistance, the price is 1.82630, there's a very clean move going up, right? And since we have this consolidation over here, there's only 2 ways price is going to break through this consolidation. One is going to be a swift candle down, or there's going to be like a choppy movement down. So we're going to look at both things here. And I think what I've basically seen is that if we're moving in high volume times, which is like, pre-New York, New York Open, and we have consolidation to the left hand side and price just starts breaking a zone, there's a very high probability we get like, clean candles just breaking down and continuing bearish. So right now the candle is still open at this point. There's nothing happening. We're still ranging. The 30-minute candle is about to close. There we go. The 30-minute candle has closed. 30-minute candle has closed bullish. And yeah, we're just stuck over here. Let's speed it up here a little bit. See what's going on. The 15-minute candle is also about to close in about 10 simulation minutes. Speed it up here a little bit more. Oh, let's slow it down. 15-minute candle is about to close. Let's see what happens here. Looks like we're trying to break down. Oh, it looks like the candle is about to close over here. All right, 15-minute candle has closed. Let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute candle is closing bearish here. Let's go to properties. Let's do this over here. And now we're going to create our bias, right? So looking at the 15-minute candle, we're closing bearish. Looking on the 4-hour candle, can we expect, okay, let's do this, right? Let's do some cognitive thinking here. Let's do some cognitive thinking based on the 4-hour time frame. Now, if we're looking at this 4-hour candle, we're also looking at the fact that, okay, we created a low, came up, 4-hour candle closed bearish after a huge rejection. What's the probability that this 4-hour candle is going to continue bearish if it breaks the low of the previous 4-hour candle right over here? What's the probability it's going to continue moving down? I think there's a higher probability it's going to continue moving down if it breaks this low right over here. And we have clean candle to the left hand side, and we could possibly get that move down. So now what we got to do is, now since we're planning a sell over here, we got to measure this range, right? So if we break the low, this range is almost like a 20 pip range. It's a pretty good tradable range over here, right? If it's a 20 pip range, we need to identify where can we enter a trade at this point. I think let's just wait for the break of the low. Once we break the low, then we can kind of like see if we can enter or not, or if we do break or not. So let's just wait over here. So far, the new 15-minute candle is still, forming at this point. So notice I'm not looking at the 15-minute candle at this point. I'm only focused on this 1-hour candle over here. So slowly we're coming down. We're starting to break in the last 5 minutes here. See, now it's time to break this low over here, right? So looking on the 4-hour time frame, we're about to break this low. Looking at the 15-minute, we're also breaking this low at this point. Now, this is where you decide whether you want to wait for the candle to close on a high volume pair, or do you want to take an impulse entry in the anticipation that the overall higher time frame should continue pushing price down. I've only looked at pound yen, and I know when pound yen breaks zones, it continues moving with high volume, right? But since this is pound AUD has a lot of volume. So if we take a sell over here, we need to identify where the stop loss is going to be. So if we look on the 30-minute time frame, the stop is going to be around 20 pips, pretty big, right? But when we look at the 15-minute time frame, I think we can have a stop above this 15-minute candle at this point and really anticipate the higher time frame to continue pushing price down. So let's just wait for this break of the low over here. So we're breaking the low at this point. I think this is where I think the risk was 3%, so we're going to go with 2% risk. Let's go towards visual mode. Oh, this is visual mode? Okay. So I'm going to take a sell over here. Stop is going to be above this candle right here. And we're going to focus on take profit somewhere down over here. So we're going to focus on the end of the range here. And as we continue moving down, we will start to secure positions here at this point. Right? So stop is based on the 15-minute because we're breaking the low. 4-hour time frame is continuing down, so we're basing it on the momentum over here for price to continue bearish. So let's see over here. Are you risking 2%? Yes, because it's impulse entry, so we're risking a little bit less over here. All right, look at that. 9 pips, 6 pips. Still kind of Struggling here. Oh, we almost got 10 pips, 10.9 pips. So at this point, I'm going to close partial positions. I'm going to close 90%. Can we out ask line? I don't know what that means. Oh, can we? Okay. Out ask. Can we show ask line? Okay, let's go over here. Is it commons? Show ask line. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, see, pretty big spread over here. Spread is almost like 2 pips over here. Pretty big spread. So yeah, there we go. Secured positions, put stops at break even. And if you get stopped out, we get stopped out. But if we continue down, we get continue down. The one thing we want to do is we want to remove take profit over here because this is a runner at this point. So let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. We're breaking below the support. We're coming down over here to the low over here. 4-hour time frame is also, oh wow, look at that. This thing is really moving over here. If 4-hour pushes below this zone, we're going to continue moving down to this next support because there's a lot of volume here. But we need price to break below this area at this point as well. It's not enough for just one candle to push, but nice. So this trade was a really good example of looking at the higher time frame and then planning the trade on the smaller time frame. And that came out to be an impulse entry at that point. We should call these sessions as preparation to kill the brokerages or to kill the banks. You know? All right. So yeah, I mean, now we have this runner running, and we'll see if with this candle close, can we, add a position over here for price to really continue down? Yeah, there's this one guy called the Forex Broker Killer. Yeah, I wanted to have him as a guest, but I don't know, man. He might kill us. So this candle is about to close. New York session is about to open over here pretty soon, and we're going to see, how that shapes up. 30-minute candle is closing right now. See, now the 30-minute candle has closed at this point, right? Since the 30-minute candle has closed, we need to see, I mean, if we break this low, I think that's going to be a risky trade because now here's the thing, right? We have, let me just move this. Okay. So we have candles coming down, candle coming down, candle coming down, candle coming down. Now, taking a impulse entry below this wick is going to be really risky. The reason why it's going to be risky is because we have all these candles coming down, and the more candles come down like this in a steep setting, there's a higher probability there's going to be some sort of a retracement. This is where impulse entries become really tricky. Whenever you have big moves come down, as price continues down, the probability of it retracing increases slowly. So maybe this is not going to be a good position to maybe take an impulse entry. It's going to be better to wait for some sort of a like a retracement if we do get one, because if we do continue down and if we do get a retracement, that retracement is going to be a low being formed wherever that low is formed for price to retrace and then to retest that low. And that's where I think we maybe look to add positions. So if you can see right over here, we're breaking this low over here, but at the same time, it's kind of like, it's not a good idea to kind of take a trade like that. So is it right to say that the bigger the move, the bigger the retracement? Yes. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Oh, wow, Rashad is really sleeping over there. Yo, Rashad. Rashad. Oh, here we are. We're back. Awesome. That was hilarious. Rashad, we had a winning trade. Oh my God. Awesome. Okay. Ramadan is kicking in, my brother. I know. Hang in there. Yeah. Okay, so perfect. So look at this, right? 1 hour candle has closed. This is the New York Open right now. We have the 1 hour candle closing with no wick at the bottom. So when a candle closes with no wick at the bottom, man, it's basically nothing happening at that point. So probably going to stay away from this at this point now. And this is New York Open. We're going to move towards NYSE and then towards London close. So Let's see where we go with this. Let's speed it up here a little bit. So I'm willing to let this trade go because now, since we have a candle closing with no wick at the bottom, this means there's no range for the next candle to go down, right? Which also means there's a 50-50 chance that this candle can either go down or it can go back up, you know, and I'm not the one to kind of like participate in that sort of uncertainty. So that's why whenever a candle closes with no wick at the bottom, I normally tend to just let it go, you know. So we can see it's falling down right now, which is all okay, because the more it falls, the more it can retrace, and then we can take a sell coming down to retest the low. You close the runner? No, at this point. So I think what we're going to do is we will maybe move the runner and we will trail the stop above the high of the previous 30-minute candle, right? So that's where we will trail the stop at this point. Perfect, right? So all we need now is a little bit of a retracement, do a retest, and then continue on moving down. That's what we need at this point, right? So let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame is tapping the support. We were correct about the support. We're tapping the support. See now, on the smaller time frames, we had a lot of consolidation here to the left-hand side, right? But in the higher time frame, we had clean moves coming down. So it's very important to trust the higher time frame analysis, right? So we're coming down to the support, which is all okay. I mean, you know, what was this move over here? 17, 18 pip move. So at this point, we're waiting for some sort of a retest, and then we can possibly take a trade. Man, the spread is pretty big on GBP/AUD. Damn, we got like a 2 pip spread. Raja makes it so easy. No, it's just waiting. Literally, it's just waiting for that perfect thing to show up. So we're gonna run the. So now we are like half an hour away from NYSE opens. Now look at this, right? Look, we created a low right here. We created a low. All we need to see right now is a potential resistance formed, and then we can execute a sell for price to continue down to retest this low. That's it. That's all what we need to see at this point. If we see that resistance formed, we're going to take a sell. If there's no resistance formed, then this is probably not going to be a, then like, you know, there's going to be no trade at that point. So that's all we want to see. A resistance formed, and then we can take a sell. This is also the start of the new 4-hour candle, right? So 4-hour candle can continue to fill this wick. And if there's momentum, maybe, who knows, we can go down over here. Who knows, right? So let's just see over here. We need a 30-minute candle to close bearish, probably 15-minute candle to close bearish here as well. And let's see what happens. Does NYSE affect GBP/AUD? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. You know, it's still a time of volume, right? So it still affects it a little bit. So the 15-minute candle has closed. Let's take a look at the 15-minute candle. Wow, look at this. Look at this over here. 15-minute candle is creating a support at this point. Now, this is where we will need to look at the 15-minute candles breaking support rather than the 30-minute candle, right? Because if you look on the 30-minute candle, we just have one candle with a wick at the bottom. But when we look at the 15-minute candles, we have a proper support formed at this point. And we'll see if we can break the support, we'll see if we can add a position to our already running position here for price to continue down, right? So we'll have to wait to see for price to break this low. Now, as price is retracing, which is all okay, it's pretty good. If it continues breaking down the low, then I think we can add a position for price to continue down. So it's retracing. I mean, if it starts consolidating, it is what it is at that point, right? We can't really do anything about that. The 30-minute candle is about to close here as well. All right, there we go. 30-minute candle has closed. Let's take a look at the 30-minute candle. We're closing bearish. Man, this is actually very nice. 30-minute candle is closing bearish. Looking at the 15-minute candle, now we got to wait for it to break the low over here. Once we break the low, we know there's going to be volume and we can continue moving bearish. Oh, slowly we're coming down over here. Oh, look at that. We're breaking the low at this point. Let me just go back here a little bit on the 15-minute because, you know, I wasn't watching here. Yeah, let's do this over here. So this is where we're going to enter a sell at this point, right here. We're breaking the low over here. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute candle is also breaking the low of the previous one. 15-minute candle is also breaking the low. So this is where I think a sell is going to be pretty good idea, having the stop above the previous candle. This trade is a little too perfect. I think GA history trading view before this. All right, let's take a look over here. Let's go to visual mode. Oh, okay. Visual mode, and we're going to take a sell. So we're going to use 2%, same right over here. We're going to take a sell. Stop is going to be above this 15-minute candle, which is 10 pips. And what we're going to do is, so maybe accept this over here, remove take profit, and we're going to secure 10 pips, and then we're going to leave the rest running. Let's go towards trades here. Yeah, so we're still ranging over here. So this is an impulse entry. If price continues back in the range, I'm going to close 50% at that point. Let's take a look at the 30-minute here as well. Yeah, we're at the support. We're breaking below the low. 4-hour candle is also breaking below the low over here. And this is where we want the 15-minute candle to continue moving bearish, if it does. Right, so we got to wait for this 15-minute candle to close. We're in like our first position is about 48 pips in profit. That's about 10% running. New position is about 4 pips in profit, 5 pips in profit. I mean, it's really struggling over here. I've been entering impulse as it breaks the candle body, not the wick. Is that okay? No. You need it to break the wick. The wick is the low of the candle, you know, and the wick is the high of the candle. So the 15-minute candle is about to close over here. Let's speed it up here a little bit. Oh wow, man, this thing is just not moving the way I expected. Oh, there we go. We're getting some movement as the candle's coming to a close. Candle has closed right here. New candle starting at this point. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna bring this stop loss down here a little bit because you know I got to be risk averse at this point, even though price is in profit. We're at 6 pips, 7 pips, 8, 9, 10 pips in profit. Going to close secure positions here. Close 90% and put stops at break even. Probably going to close the first one over here, secure those profits, and let the rest run. And we're slowly moving into the London close hour now. Oh wow, look at that, man. This thing is really running over here. This is the support we have right here. This is the support we have. 4-hour candles also coming down to the support. Nice. So this is where we added a position to this trade. Now, you know, the new hour has started at this point. I mean, if it continues down, perfect. If it goes back up, no problem at all. Like, you know, we've taken our trades and it should be okay at this point. Sorry for interrupting. Would you always close 90%? Yes, always. Always I close 90% at 10 pips, all the time. So we're approaching a support at this point. So going to close another partial right over here. Going to close 90% over here and leave the rest running here. Actually might move my stop over here as well above this current 1-hour candle. So yeah, perfect. One trade idea sells. The sells were broken down from the higher time frame to lower time frame, and then we added a position. Oh damn, this thing has broken support over there. Wow, this is the power of GBP AUD and straight retracement. Let's close this trade over here. So we're slowly coming into, you know, London close at this point. 2 trades, very simple trades, waited for retracements, actually waited to see if we're going to create a resistance here on the 30-minute, if you guys remember. We didn't create resistance. We continued straight down, entered that trade on the 15-minute time frame as we broke the low, and turned out to be very good. Why did no one tell me GA moved like this? GA moves a lot, right? So let's move on to the next session over here. So move forward. So you can see how, you know, as we moved into the afternoon, price started ranging here, right? Price started ranging as we started to move into the afternoon. Is it possible to use magic keys with the simulator? No, you cannot use simulator. All right, so let's move on towards our next session. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. This is London Open, 3 a.m., 4, 5, 6 a.m. Eastern. We are back at 6 a.m. Eastern. Why don't you trade GA? I don't know. Never really focused on GA a lot, and now I'm focusing on GA and seems pretty solid at this point. So looking at the weekly here on GA, let's do this here. So looking at the weekly, we have the weekly candle breaking the low of the previous weekly candle. So we don't know whether this is breaking the low to continue further down or to maybe continue going back up. We don't know that. So we used 2% risk per trade. You know, we kept runners. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. Daily, wow, look at this. So daily basically broke support, went down to the bottom support right over here and rejected this area and coming back in the range at this point. Now let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. Oh, 4-hour is rejecting that entire area over here. Let's remove all analysis here and let's just do fresh analysis on the 4-hour time frame. So currently what's happening on the 4-hour is we're basically creating a support at this point. We're coming up and we have another resistance forming right over here. So it seems like the bias is bullish on the 4-hour since we have this wick to fill and we have this range to fill up over here. So let's take a look at the 1-hour time frame and see what more information we can find over here. So looking at the 1-hour time frame, we're basically, oh wow, look at this. On the 1-hour time frame, let's remove all these zones. And let's redraw all these zones and see what's going on the 1-hour time frame. So the first thing we can identify on the 1-hour time frame is that we created a support right over here, right? We can all agree we created a support on the 1-hour time frame and we have clean candles to the left hand side. And since we have clean candles to the left hand side, there's a very high probability we can continue up to fill this range, which is 25 pips away. It's actually not bad of a range, right? This week is pretty good, man. Look at this. We have some clean buys coming up over here for price to move up. Beautiful. Really like this. All right, so let's just manage this zone like this, manage it like this, copy it over to the 30-minute time frame. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. Now the 30-minute is also creating this area to continue moving. Okay, so looking at the 30-minute, let's try to read the candles, right? So when we try to read the candles, this is what's happening. So let's remove one zone. Let's remove this zone over here. Now, we're obviously moving up. Before candles printed bullish, we had a support formed, right? And this is where the support was formed. Now, before the support was formed, price created another support down over here and price moved up and broke this resistance. When we broke this resistance, we created a high, retraced, created a support, and then we continued moving up. How do you clone supports to the time frames? The clone button right over here on the top. Right? So we continued moving up. So now this is where impulse entries are going to work because what's happening is that this candle, it's closing below this resistance right over here. So we need the next candle to kind of like maybe like retrace and go up or to break this high to continue moving up. That's what we want at this point, right? The bias is bullish, so we shall see if we can continue on over here now. Are you targeting the top of the body or the top of the wicks on the left candle on the high? We're targeting right over here, right? It's like a 25 pip range, so that's what we're targeting right here because we have clean candles to the left hand side. So if we break above this area, we can continue on, and that's what we're targeting at this point. So we're going to wait and see if we get that situation here or not. Are you not worried about previous support? Let's just not worry about things we shouldn't be worried about. We have clean range. Let's be optimistic. Here's the thing. In life, you have to be optimistic about outcomes, right? If you're worried about these areas, if you're worried about price not going up or price not moving in your favor, you can't execute a trade. You can't do anything at that point, right? You have to be optimistic about things in life. If price breaks this high, our optimism is we have clean candle to the left-hand side. There's a high probability we can continue moving up. That's it. If you're worried about that, don't take that trade. You know, study that trade because if it does happen, then you can look at that and say, okay, like, you know what, it worked, so I'm going to focus on that. So let's just move along over here. Let's take a look on the 4-hour here as well. 4-hour is filling the wick over here to continue up. So, all right, let's just see if we do continue up here or not. All right, so we're breaking the high at this point. We're breaking the high in the first 20 seconds over here. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna wait for this high to be breaking right over here, right? Because we may reject this area. Yeah, it's gonna be a good idea to wait for that high to be broken. Very delicate. See, now we're breaking the high over here. This is where I may want to execute a buy. And when I execute a buy, the stop is going to be not going to be below the previous candle. Yeah, I think we can have it below this 30-minute candle. Let's take a look on the 1 hour candle. 1 hour is also moving up over here. 30 minutes also moving up. 15-minute is also breaking these highs to continue bullish. I think it's going to be a good idea to kind of like take a buy over here, having the stops below the previous candle. So let's do this. So we're going to go to visual mode. Oh, visual mode. We're going to take a buy. The stop is going to be below this 30-minute candle. And we're going to, so what we're going to do is we will manage the risk based on the 15-minute time frame here. That's what we're going to do. We're going to manage the risk on the 15-minute time frame. So let's see if we do continue up or not. All right. Very nice, very nice. If we do get stopped out, we get stopped out. There's nothing we can do at that point. Ooh, look at this. Look at this 15-minute candle. 15-minute candle is about to break its own low. So at this point, gonna close 50% of the position right here. Close 50% right over here. 30 minutes still open. You know, we're being very cautious about this area right here. And yeah, let's just see how we close over here. We made a lower wick. The spread from a simulator not the same with your broker. Yeah, that's fine. You know, playing with the higher spread is a bit more. Oh, we got stopped out. All right, we got stopped out in our buy trade. So probably it's going to be a good idea to kind of like give our trade a second chance. Now, since we're talking about second chances, let's see if we break below this low over here. I think we can continue moving down. But ideally, I'd want to kind of like, you know, give the trade a second chance. Whatever chance we get. Because now we're creating this resistance over here now. You have taken 2 trades. Let's stick to our rule. No more simulation. Yeah. Simulation day. This is simulation day over here. Simulation day. We've taken 1 trade over here now. Now we want to see if we can give this trade a second chance or not. And like giving the trade a second chance, I think it's going to be a very good what's the word? Very good education practice here, whatever the word is. So let's just see. So ideally, we would want to see a price to kind of like break above this area to continue up. See, we're coming down to the support. Oh, wow. We're just ranging over here now. We're just ranging here. This is the reason why I'm not going to look for sells at this point because number 1, the spread is just garbage. Number 2, oh, 3 pip spread over here. Number 2, we have this rejection down over here. So it's very difficult. You know, even if we take a sell, this rejection may cause price to reject back in the range. Oh, yeah, just like it is right now. But yeah, so right now I think we're just waiting here. We're waiting to see if we get another opportunity to take a buy so we can give our bias a second chance. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, we're still bullish. 1-hour time frame, we're just ranging over here now. So let's speed it up here a little bit. Are you applying the 1 or 2 trade rule simulation? Yes, 2 trade rule. 2 trade rule. The 30-minute candle has closed. 30-minute candle has closed bullish. Could this mean that we can take a buy in this range? Because if we do take a buy in this range based on a 30-minute candle, how big is this range here? It's like a 15, 16 pip range. I think it's good enough. You know, we got like a 18 pip range up to this area here. I think so. I think we can take a buy over here, right? Have like a 12, 13 pip stop. Have like a 16, 17 pip, gain here 1-to-1 within this range. Let's do 1% risk over here. Let's do 1% risk. We're going to take a buy. Stop is going to be somewhere down over here. We're going to aim for the top of the range right over here because we're moving into, what's this? Yeah, it's like a supply and demand. We're moving closer to NY open. So if we do continue moving up, I think that could be a pretty nice trade for price to continue moving bullish. As long as we, like, stay above this support, I think we can have price moving. Oh, nice. Look at that. We're moving up over here. Only because the 30-minute candle has closed bullish and we took that trade. We're about 4 pip profit. Oh, never mind. 1 pip, 2 pip. The candle is about to close over here as well. So if this continues bullish, I think, oh, nice. Look at that. At this point, we don't want this candle to break the low of the previous candle. If it breaks the low of the previous candle, we're going to close 50%. Can we make a simulation session but trade someone, your student, and you review him, her? It's going to be very difficult because everyone wants to be on simulation. We got around 200 people here. So yeah, it's going to be very difficult to do that. I think we could, something like that. So we're breaking the low at this point. We're going to close 50%, manage risk, and let the rest run. Oh, wow, look at that move, came straight down. This is not running in our favor here at all. Note to self, don't trade in a range. That's the lesson we learned right over here. Do not trade in a range. But good thing we had stop losses, right? The only problem I see that the 4-hour execution to the upside, yeah, 4 hours is just, kind of, it is what it is. So now we're not going to take any more trades, right? We're moving into New York Open. Let's forward this candle to the 30-minute close. Let's see if we have any news over here. We have no news at this point. Let's move to GJ. No, we will stick to GA. So wow, yeah, look at this. Just not clean price action at all. So we're going to stay away from this day over here. Tuesday is going to be a no trade day here. We can put a name on the spinning wheel. Okay, yeah, we can do that. If you take a trade based off 30-minute structure, do you manage it on 15-minute? Yes. Yes, exactly. Just to let you know, the session is not recording. Oh, I promise you, Asim, this session is being re-recorded. So we took one trade, we took a buy, got stopped out. We took another buy, managed risk, and then we got stopped out. So at this point, we're not going to take any more trades here. So we're going to forward on to the next 1-hour candle. We're still in this range. Let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame. We're kind of like consolidating over here. Let's forward one more 30-minute candle and move on to NYSE open. Nice, look at that. 30-minute candle is bullish at this point. Let's move on to let's see how the next one. Let's see if we break this resistance here or not. Yeah, because now price has just been ranging here, right? We ranged in pre-New York. We ranged in New York Open. If we range in NYSE Open, guess when we're going to have the volume come in? Just guess. If we range in also NYSE Open. The next volume is going to come in London close, right? So because we got times of volume. Times of volume are pre-London, no, pre-New York, New York Open, NYSE Open, and London close. So we can see right over here, this candle is about to close, the 1-hour candle. The 30-minute candle is still open at this point. Let's just see where this 30-minute candle closes. Let's forward it. Oh, wow, look at that. We closed above this range over here. Finally, price broke out. I think this was the break. So now, since we've missed this move, right, because we exhausted our 2 trades, but our bias was correct for buys, right? Look at this on the 4-hour time frame. Our bias was correct for buys. So looking on the 30-minute, we don't see any confirmation for entry here at all. So let's study this move and see how could we have entered this trade if this was to happen again. So if we look on the 15-minute time frame, I think the only justifiable thing we can see over here is that we had one 15-minute candle which broke above this resistance, which is right over here. This one, this broke above resistance. And when the next 15-minute candle started and it started to break the high, I guess that's where we could have taken a buy and have had stops somewhere within this range and would have anticipated price to continue moving up. That's the only thing we can see right over here at this point. right? But the bias was correct. Price moved up. It is what it is. Took 2 trades, took 2 losses. Let's move on to the next session over here now. So let's move on to the Wednesday. And all right, let's do this. Oh, look at that retracement. Look at that consolidation, right? Just like yesterday. We had high volume times, huge volume, and then as we move into afternoon session, consolidation. Why? Because low volume, right? Low volume means consolidation. So just remember that. So this is London Open right now, 3 a.m., 4, 5, 6. 6 a.m. Eastern once again. So weekly candle is still, it is where it is. It hasn't really moved from this area. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. Daily is still ranging here, right? Daily is just ranging. It's just very difficult to see where daily candle is going to go because this range has been here for a very, very long time. We have support, we have resistance formed. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. 4 hours now coming back down. Let's remove all these zones. And we're going to redraw these zones over here. So just by looking at the 4-hour, the first thing we can see here is that the candles are coming bearish, right? If the candles are coming bearish, obviously they're coming bearish from a resistance, right? We had a resistance right here, and we had a support right over here. We're coming bearish. As we're coming bearish, we have another support right over here, right? So now if price comes down, and if we create some sort of a support, I think there's some sort of a probability that we can continue moving bullish, right? Continue moving up in this range and correct this move down from the London session. But if we break the support on the smaller time frames, then I think there's a very high probability for price to continue down. So all what we're doing at this point is we are making plans of what price can do if it can break support, where it will go, and if we create support, where it will go, right? So let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame and let's see what more information we can find. So looking at the 1-hour time frame, we see the same thing happening over here. First of all, we're approaching the support, right? And secondly, there was another resistance formed right over here. So now we're not sure whether price is going to continue moving down, or are we going to create a support for price to continue moving back up. So that's something we need to identify on the 30-minute time frame now. So looking on the 30-minute time frame, we have some more information. Let's remove all these zones over here. Perfect. And now we can start looking to see where we can start executing a trade. Right? So ideally, we would need to see some sort of a retracement for price to continue up or continue down. Soft FX only works with MT4. Yes, it only works with MT4. All right, let's see here. Do we continue down and create support, or do we? What do we do? What do we do, mate? That's what we need to see. Looking on the 4-hour, we're coming down. Looking at the 1-hour, we're coming down. 30 minutes also coming down over here. Yeah, we can't really do anything at this point. Because this is a clean range at this point. When we have a clean, nice move coming down like this, I think we need to see some sort of a support form to see if we can maybe, correct this move here a little bit. Because this is a huge move. Oh, wow, look at that. Straight down. Could we have taken a sell here? Probably no, not enough range. How often are these sims? Every 2 weeks we have simulations. Every 2 weeks. 4-hour is really, really dropping down over here. Daily is also coming down over here. Looking at the weekly is also coming down. Yeah, we have to wait over here. Oh, wow, look at that move, man. Straight coming bearish over here. We need to see a candle. Okay, there we go. Candles have closed. Candle has closed bearish. Perfect. It has closed bearish, but it has closed above support, right? Now, this is a 35 pip range. Now, normally, Normally we would say that, okay, since we're making a low over here, we need to see if price is going to create a resistance to continue down to retest this low. But since this is a 35 pip range, if we do create a support, I think this is enough range to take a buy for price to continue moving up. If this was a smaller range, then we would say that, okay, like, what, we need price to retrace, create resistance, and then retest the low. But this is a big enough range to take a buy, and that buy would be a retracement of price up. So all we need to see is a candle to close bullish on the 30-minute or the 1 hour time frame, and then possibly execute a buy over there. That's the plan for now, so let's see what happens. It's high volume time, so possible take a trade into the next zone. Yeah, but as we mentioned, the more price comes down, the higher the probability of it retracing, right? So look at this move over here, man. We came from London session oh my God, look at that. Still going over here. Yeah, we just gotta wait. Wow, look at that. Still coming down. Coming down, retracing, coming down, retracing. Was this news? Could be news, could be maybe the UK is talking about, like high cases of virus or whatever. So if you look at the time right here, this candle is about to close, and let's see where this candle closes. So now this is going to be a really good example. I mean, it could be a really good example of this thing right over here. Right now, normally when you have price moving down, it's going to make a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. But if a candle breaks the previous high, that means the downtrend is in jeopardy, and then we could have possibly price moving back up, right? Same thing's happening right here. Candles making lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. These lows and highs are the wicks of the candles, not the bodies, the wicks of the candles, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And if we get a candle to kind of like, close maybe or break the high of the previous candle, that could mean there's a possibility for price to now continue moving up. So that could be a retracement here as well for this big ass move coming down. So that's what we need to see, because every time a candle moves, that's when there's an opportunity to make some money. Looking at these moves, is it important to stay calm and don't FOMO? I think yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. No FOMO. Whenever price is moving fast, think about this, right? Fast moving price is bad for you, right? Fast moving price is going to make you take an impulse trade. You're going to have FOMO. So just chill, just chill, relax, and just let it play out. So the idea here, we're looking for buys here, right? So let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute candle. Oh wow, look at that. 30-minute candle is closing bullish here, which is perfect, right? But the only problem is that this 30-minute candle, if we zoom in over here, this 30-minute candle is closing below this support right here. It's closing below the support. Now, this could mean that if this 30-minute candle, if it closes below the support again, then we can take a sell for price to continue down. Make sense? But if this 30-minute candle closes above this range, right? If this 30-minute candle closes something like this, then to answer the question we had in the start of the simulation here, who was that? I forget the name, right? Then we can say, okay, maybe this move down here could be a fake out, and then we can continue moving up. Because, the fake out is going to be candle closing back in the range, and then we can possibly go back up. So let's just see how this candle closes here. So waiting for the candle close is very important. Oh wow, look at that. It slowly seems like it's trying to move back up, move back down. This is also NY open at this point. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame is like this. 30-minute time frame is like this. 15-minute is 15-minute is pretty messy at this point. So we're not going to look at the 15-minute. We're going to focus on the 30-minute and the 1 hour over here. And also remember, this 30-minute candle high, this is the high of the 1 hour candle right over here as well. So if this 1 hour candle breaks the high of the 1 hour candle, then there's a high probability we can continue moving up, and that would mean the 30-minute candle is going to stay within this range. What do you think about alarms in the chart? I've never used alarms in the chart, so I don't know how well they work. Oh, Look at that. See that? Now this 30-minute candle is still open at this point, right? Look, still got 6 minutes left to go. Look at the 1 hour candle. 1 hour candle is breaking the high over here. If the 1 hour candle is breaking the high, this means there's a higher probability for price to continue back in this range, which is like 24, 25 pip range, right? And the 30-minute candle is about to close, so I think this is a very good opportunity to take a buy, having the stop below the 30. Yes, impulse again, impulse. Exactly. So we're going to use 1% risk over here. Yeah, we're going to use 1% risk. Stop is going to be right down over here. It's going to be a little bit of a 16, 17 pip stop. TP is going to be all the way up over here. It's going to be like, 25 pip range we have over there. So we're going to go to trades. We're going to remove our take profit because we're going to be managing the risk at this point. So yeah, perfect. 30-minute candle is about to close. There we go. 30-minute candle has closed. This is the 1 hour candle now. The last half hour of this 1 hour candle. Yeah, since we've broken the high, this should stay above this range at this point now, the 1 hour candle. See, look how nice it looks. Look on the 15-minute, just mess. 15-minute, just mess over here. 30-minute, so nice. Making higher highs, higher lows, just beautiful. So we're going to focus on the 1 hour. There we go. 1 hour candle has closed. 1 hour candle has closed bullish. Now, since the 1 hour candle has closed bullish, it's very important to kind of like look at this and kind of say that, okay, where can we have our stops at this point? So our stops at this point is going to be perfect right over here on the 30-minute time frame as well. It's going to be okay. Let's just move our stops here a little bit. Let's move the stops a little bit below the 30-minute candle. Yep. So we're going to move it below the 30-minute candle, and also we're going to give it enough room for the spread too, because we don't want the spread to stop us out. Perfect. So this is a fake out at this point. We executed on a fake out, basically. We have clean range to the left-hand side. This is a high volume time at this point. The new 4-hour candle is also formed. Now, look at this 4-hour, right? So now this buying analysis is going to be very solid based on the 4-hour. And this is what I mean, right? If you look at this 4-hour, look at where we closed. This 4-hour candle closed above this support. What happened the last time? Last time 4-hour candles closed right over here. The next 4-hour candle went straight up, right? We have this 4-hour candle closing down over here above support. So there's no reason for this 4-hour candle to continue down to fill this wick because we're closing above support. This means the 4-hour candle should reject support because the previous 4-hour candle also rejected support with a huge exhaustion wick. Right, so that means the smaller time frames, the 1-hour time frames should continue moving bullish, right? Because the 4-hour candle. All right, we're moving into NYSE open at this point. The 30-minute candle is still open. If we break this high over here, we're going to trail our stops below the 30-minute candle some more. 4 pip, 3 pip, 2 pips. 30-minute candle has closed. We closed bearish, but a small body candle. Small body candle means low bearish volume. So if you notice, as this candle is breaking the high over here, if you notice here, this candle, it respected the low of the previous candle, right? Which means it created a higher low for a chance to make a higher high at this point. So I think it's pretty good. Let's speed it up here a little bit. 10 pip, 12 pips, 13. Going to secure some profits at this point. Secure 90%. Put stops at break even. That's it. Now we're going to let it run till, London close over here now. Oh, wow, look at that. 1 hour. If we break above this area, I think it's gone. But if it rejects this area, then I think it's going to continue moving back down. But good thing we have our stops at break even at this point. If we haven't have taken losses on Tuesday, I think it would have been a pretty good outcome here, but we took losses there, so whatever. This is the London close hour. Look at the 30-minute. 30-minute is rejecting. That's fine. You know, we have a stops at break even. If we get stopped out, it's okay. But if we continue moving up, we get a bonus trade. I took the same trade this week. I've been seeing that move happen over and over again, and I finally execute this past week for 10 pips. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Do you let your runners run until the next volume hits the markets? Yes. Yes. So this is the volume hour right over here. London close hour. This is where we should have a lot of volume. We have clean candle to left hand side. So I think we should continue moving bullish here since we have clean candle to the left hand side. Technically, like, you know, that makes sense. Let's take a look at the trades here. 28, 27 pips profit. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see how this candle closes here. Forwarded. Oh, wow. Look at that. We rejected that area. Let's see how we move into the next hour over here. Let's look at the 1 hour candle. See, what I want to see is, let's move this stop over here for a sec. Move the stop below the 1 hour candle. And I just want to see if the next hour is going to stop it out or it's going to continue moving up. Oh, nice. We continued to move up. We respected this low over here because this 1 hour candle, it closed above this area to the left hand side, right? Yes, Amjad. Yes, you're right. This was a fake out. We identified that and that's why we executed. Nice. I was actually looking for your name, but I couldn't find it. So nice. So look at this 1 hour candle here. This 1 hour candle closed above this resistance and then we respected this low and continued bullish. So this is where I'm going to close my entire position. And yeah, let's move on to the next session here now. Oh, wow, look at that. Straight move down. Damn, another fake out. Oh, straight up now. All right, let's move on to what's happening over here. Oh, this is the roll over here. Look at the spread. 8 pip, 9 pip. Crazy. 10 pips, 13 pip spreads. Wow. That's why we don't trade at this time. So let's move on to the next New York session. This is London Open. 3 a.m. ranging. 3 a.m. 4, 5. Oh, holy. What's going on over here? 4, 5, and 6 a.m. Eastern. This is when you come to the charts and you see big moves and you're like, oh man, we missed all the big moves. Let's take a look what's happening here in the weekly time frame. So weekly is now continuing bullish over here, right? Let's take a look on the daily time frame. Daily, wow, look at this. Daily is actually breaking above this area. Right now, this is where our biases are formed. If we look on the daily time frame, it's very clear to say that the daily can continue up to fill this wick, which is around 30 pips away, and the resistance is around 39 to 40 pips away. Right? Very clear at this point. We're breaking above this area. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. Let's remove all analysis here on the 4-hour. And the only thing we have on the 4-hour is that we broke above this resistance. And now we have clean traffic going all the way up towards, 28 pips right up over here. So now we got to make our plans to see whether we're going to continue moving up or are we going to reject it, and how are we going to execute this buy for price to continue up. Let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame is also, we have this resistance all the way up over here. Right? At the same time, we're approaching some sort of a rejection candle right here. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute is also moving up, but the more it moves up, the higher the probability gets for it to retrace. So that's something we have to identify. Also, there's a wick here to the left-hand side. If you guys can see this wick over here, how do you get this wick here? Go to charts. Oh yeah, right here. Right? See this wick over here? There was a rejection here. So we got to ask ourselves why. Why was there a rejection over here? So this is where we kind of like look at price and say, well, okay, are we going to start rejecting here again? Or what's going to happen at this point? So we have to wait to see some sort of yeah, we got to be careful about this area right here. So let's just wait and see what happens. But the overall bias is bias at this point. I mean, if we do break this high, yeah, I think it's going to be risky. Gotta wait, because look, we're breaking the high in the first 4 minutes, 3 minutes. So we kind of want to wait over here. We kind of want to wait to see what's going to happen. Let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute, Yeah, look at that. 15 minutes creating a resistance over here. So we'll need price to break above this area for price to continue moving bullish. If we don't break that area, then it's going to get very difficult to take a trade. Basically, before taking an impulse entry, we need high time frame confirmations. Yes, that is true, right? So now it's getting extremely difficult here because we have this resistance, and looking at the 30-minute time frame, we got to wait for this 30-minute candle to close to see how we're going to close. Because look at this, right? Look at how the candles are moving. We had one big bullish candle, which means high volume. We had another big bullish candle, which means high volume. We have another high volume, and then the bodies of the candles just start to get smaller and smaller. So the more smaller the bodies get, the less the volume going up gets at this point. So it's a very delicate situation over here. So I think it's going to be better to see some sort of a retracement, a support formed, and then a continuation up. Yeah, I think that's going to be a much better idea to take a trade rather than to, like, oh, nice, look at that. Now when we close bullish, I think we can continue moving up. So we got to wait at this point. We got to wait for this candle to close. Because we've moved up so high, we need a support to form. Right? We need a support to form over here. We are rejecting this area. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that. We have rejected this area. We've created support. Now things are awesome because if we break support, we can continue moving down, right? If we break resistance, we can continue moving up. Let's identify that area to the left-hand side. This is right over here. This is what we're targeting here. If we break resistance, we can continue moving up. If we break support, we can continue moving down. Okay, it's a waiting situation at this point. Yes, that's correct. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. 4 hours obviously bullish. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame. Do you guys remember a trade we took here previously? I think this was right over here. This one, right here, right? This was the same scenario. It's kind of like the same scenario happening right over here, but in the opposite direction, right? So yeah, it is a delicate situation. We got to focus on that now. We got to focus on this now on the smaller time frames here. Because if we start breaking the high, I think we can, yeah, see, there we go. We're breaking the highs at this point. Looking at the 1 hour seems like it could also break the high at this point to continue moving bullish. So I think this could be a pretty good idea to kind of like take an impulse entry for price to continue moving up because this is a high volume time at this point. So let's go with our 2% risk. We're gonna put our stops below the previous candle. This is a sell, right? This is this is not a sell. This is a buy at this point. We're going to take a buy right here. So stop is going to be somewhere down over here. We're anticipating price to continue up towards this area. We're going to secure positions at 10 pips and we're going to leave the rest running. I didn't put the stop below the candle because it's within this range. If we're breaking the high, we shouldn't continue back down in this range, right? That's why I didn't put the stop below the candle. Usually it should be below the candle, but if it was below the candle, it would have been pretty big. And yeah, it wouldn't have been pretty good at that point either way. So let's just see over here. Oh wow, look at, man, this is really moving at this point now. The same idea that happened in the last 2 days when we saw price. Oh, we're coming back down. The 30-minute candle is also coming to a close. If the 30-minute candle closes bullish, I think we can anticipate price to move up. So let's take a look at the 30-minute. 30-minute candle is closing bullish. This is perfect. This is picture perfect for price to continue moving up. And the overall 1-hour candle to continue pushing bullish. Beautiful. Slowly moving into 10 pips at this point. Perfect. We got 10 pips. Going to secure 90% at this point. And I'm going to put stops at break even right over here. This is the same situation happened right down over here, if you guys remember. Where was it? I think it was way below that. Oh, wow, look at that. 10 pips, 12 pips. Almost tapping that area. Oh, almost. Oh, almost tapped that area, but we didn't. I think this is where we should close another, 90% right over here. Close another 90% over here. Nice. Even though the 30-minute closed below resistance, yes, but there was volume. There was volume. So this is not the right one. So we got to adjust this right over here. So this is what we were looking at right here. Price moved up, filled the wick. There was volume. There was momentum. We tapped that resistance to the left-hand side. Let's take a look at this right over here. How do you zoom out? Okay, there we go. Yeah, see this? We tapped this resistance right here. Nicely done. Right, so this was the same scenario we had right at this point. If you look on the 1 hour time frame, let me just take a look at this 1 hour time frame really quick. I think it was the same scenario right here on the 1 hour time frame, if I can find it. Anyway, we looked at that earlier on. Wow, look at that, right? We came up to that resistance and we rejected that area really, really hard. Interesting. So, perfect. We're moving into NYSE Open at this point. Looking on the 4 hour time frame, we're still bullish. Daily is still bullish. Daily still has some room to go up. I do think volume coming in with NYSE Open, we can continue moving bullish. So till then, let's just wait to see if we can get another chance to give this trade to continue up. Oh wow, this thing came back in the range at this point. Now what I'm thinking is if we break the support, can we continue moving down? Got to be fluid in the markets. If we break the support, there's a possibility we can continue moving down. But if we reject the support, then I think we can continue moving up. Funny, I was literally going through the same setup just before the simulation. Oh, nice. Yeah, it happened on Friday. Yeah, if we break the support, man, we have clean traffic to the downside. We can have a pretty nice move going down. All right, let's forward this by 30-minute candle. Let's see how this closes. Okay, we closed bullish over here. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, we're also closing sort of like bullish here, but it hasn't really closed yet. So we're not really sure if it's going to continue moving up or not. We only got the 30-minute candle closing bullish. Remember we took a trade like this before on the 30-minute right over here? Remember this? 30-minute candle closed bullish. We took a buy, price went up, and the next one came down. Because I don't think this was enough range. It's like a 14, 15 pip range. Let's measure this range over here. This is like a 17, this is like almost like a 20 pip range. So not going to take a trade here, just going to take a paper trade. A paper trade is going to be, let's suppose we're taking a buy over here, keeping the stops below this 30-minute candle, anticipating price to go up, right? We're supposing that. We're not taking the trade, we're supposing that. So let's see here. Since this is a bigger range, so this should work out better than it did previously right down over here. And this candle should respect the low of this previous candle. Oh wow, look at that, it's breaking the low. Good thing we didn't take that trade, right? We didn't take that trade. We learned our lesson from the last time when we got stopped out. So this time we're like, we're just gonna stay away because number one, the spreads are high. Number two, we already took a winning trade. So if you already took a winning trade, it doesn't really make sense to risk those profits and take another trade. Yeah, good thing we didn't execute on this. Let's, okay, yeah, this candle's about to close here anyway. Yeah, nothing. Nothing at all happening at this point. Good idea to not take a trade within the range? Yes. Oh wow, we're breaking up in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, there's nothing at this point now. The 30-minute candle is going to close in about 4 minutes time. Let's forward this. 30-minute candle has closed. Now, since the 30-minute candle has closed, I don't think I'm going to take another trade. I mean, if we do break the high, there's a possibility we can continue moving up. But at the same time, where why locking for sell if daily is bullish? No one is looking for sells. Who's looking for sells? We didn't even mention sells. We mentioned sells if we break the support. Yeah, if we break the support, then we go down. But overall, we're still bullish here. The daily tapped into this area. All right, let's move on to the next session over here and see what's going on. This is, let's see here, 4-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame. We were still ranging over here. All right. Okay, let's go to the next one. It's going to be, this is London Open. Wow, London Open still moving up over here. Let's take a look on the daily here. Daily is moving bullish. We got a wick to fill to the left hand side, almost like 40, 50 pips away. 3 a.m. time right now. 4, 5, 6. Oh, wow. 6 a.m. Eastern. Price came all the way down on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, this is something interesting at this point right now. Let's see what's going on over here. Looking at the 1-hour time frame. Let's remove all the analysis here. And let's draw a support right here at this point. Now, looking on the daily time frame, since this is a Friday and we're rejecting this support, price may continue down to this range over here. And looking on the 4-hour time frame, we had the support formed, price broke below the support, it's coming down at this point. Now we don't know whether there's going to be a retracement to continue down or whether there's going to be a continuation of a move further down. So we got to take a look at that on the smaller time frames and see what's going on over here. So looking on the 1-hour time frame, we're coming down to the support area with one swift candle coming down. This is becoming really tricky at this point because we also broke below this support. So now we got to see where will price move after this point, right? That's something we need to identify over here, right? Since we had a really, really strong move down, so we got to see whether we're going to break the support to continue down or not. Because if we break that support, I think there's a very good opportunity for price to continue moving bearish. And that's something we can look for on this trade here on a Friday. So let's copy these zones on the 30-minute time frame. Let's remove all these areas on the 30-minute time frame first. Remove this. Remove this. All right, let's go towards the 1-hour time frame. And this is going to be the last trade that we will take here today. Copy these zones over to the 30-minute. Let's look at the 30-minute time frame. Perfect, right? If we get a close below support, we will continue moving down. This is a 20 pip range. We can have a nice trade coming down, right? But if we reject the support, then there's a very high possibility we can continue moving up in this 30 pip range. The same buy we had previously down from here, if you guys remember. So let's just wait to see if we break support. Oh wow, look at that. We're coming down here. We're breaking the support. We're about to break the support. We're breaking the support with of the previous bearish candle. Let's slow it down here a little bit. And if we break the low, just gotta wait for price to break the low to see if we can continue moving bearish. We're breaking the low at this point. So if we take a sell over here, the range is like 14 pips at this time. Stop is going to be around 20 pips. Let's take a look on the 15-minute candle. From here, if we keep the stop at around 10 pips, a little bit above this current 15-minute candle, really anticipate price to move down. I think that would work because look, 15-minute candle created support right over here. Let me get my arrow. 15-minute candle created support. This 15-minute candle closed below support. This 15-minute candle has broken below the low of the previous 15-minute candle, indicating there's a high probability for price to continue moving bearish. And that's where we will take our last trade here for today. This is going to be a 1% risk since it's a Friday. We're going to take a sell. Stop is going to be above this candle right over here, around 9-10 pips away. And we're going to aim for price to continue down to this area. And that's it. Now our fate is in the hands of the Forex gods here today. Oh no, we got stopped out. Yeah, we're done for the week at this point. Let's see what happens. Let's see how this candle closes over here. Stay for 2 hours more. Okay. All right, the 30-minute candle has closed bearish. Looking at the 15-minute candle, we have closed bearish. Now, can we give our trade a second chance? Right? Can we give a trade a second chance? Having the stops, 2 chances. Yeah, right? Okay, let's give a trade a second chance. But we're still 3.8% for the week. That's still pretty good, right? 3.8% for the week. So now we will give our trade a second chance right over here. Perfect. Second chance coming right up. Oh, nice one. We're moving 4 pips, 3 pips, 7 pips, 5 pips. We need price to continue dropping lower. Oh, wow, look at that. 8 pips, 9 pips. Clean range over here. Very, very clean range. We're coming into the new hour start at this point. And I think looking at the 30-minute time frame was still pretty good. The 30-minute candle is about to close. We're retracing. We got to wait for this 30-minute candle to close. Let's take a look on the 1-hour candle. 1-hour candle has closed. This is the start of the new 1-hour candle. I think we're going to wait for this 1-hour candle to close over here before kind of like, closing our full trade. Looking at the 30-minute, should have closed 50%, but since this is the last trade, the last chance we're trying to give over here, so we're going to give it a benefit of a doubt. Oh, wow, nice one. Very nice. Coming straight down. Let's take a look on the 4-hour. 4 hours also coming straight down. Looking on the 1-hour time frame, we're coming down. So the first 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday were pretty good, solid trades we took. Very meticulous trades. Thursday we had, I think Wednesday we had losses. Thursday was good. Friday, Friday is like a cowboy trade we took over here. Almost tapped into take profit. Let's just move our stops right over here above the 30-minute time frame. We need those horns in the sim. The horns, they're like, don't play those horns in the weekend. Oh, we got stopped out. It is what it is. It was a nice move though. We were coming straight down over here. Let's see where this goes though. Let's take a look at this 1 hour. Let's forward this candle by candle and see where we go. Oh, nice, bearish, huge retracement here on the 1 hour candle. Look at this, huge retracement. Oh wow. Oh damn, GA Friday. Wow, look at that move. Up, down, crazy. All right, perfect. Awesome, guys. Thank you for showing up here today. I think we ended the week with like 3% gain. 3% a week is like 15% a month. That's huge, 15% a month. I would have closed 90% at 9 pips. Yeah, since it was a Friday, we were like, okay, let's just give it a benefit of a doubt, but still pretty good. This will be uploaded in the database in about 3 to 4 hours, so give it time. And have a great weekend, everybody. Have a great weekend. Take care.